Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to wrap up the Let's Make Dollistocks shoe course with a few additional variations. First, we're going to take a look at using a pronged buckle. This is just an alternate buckle style for the strap of the shoe. In the first tutorial, I showed you how to do the straps with a simple slide buckle. And in this one, we're going to mix it up a little bit with an additional pronged buckle. It just has a few additional steps for how to attach that buckle. Then we're also going to look at using clear elastic to wrap the back of the shoe. And this is really handy for keeping the shoes on the doll's foot. So you can see this here is a very tiny piece on the ruby red, and I can play with her, we can move her around, and the shoes do not fall off. So this is a great additional step. If you want to add that piece, you have to do it during the shoe construction. So for this example, I have the shoe cut out in a lovely little lavender. We have 4 little pronged buckles. I'm going to put that right there on my hand so you can see that it's a tiny pronged buckle for a 1/4 inch strap. You can see there's a small bar in the middle, and the buckle prong can come back and forth right here and thread through holes in the opposite side strap. So we have 2 for each shoe. Now in this first one, you can see I have the pieces ready to go. So I have the 2 buckles attached, and I have the opposite side of the shoe, and I have 3 little holes punched for threading through and tightening to get the right foot. The important part that you're going to want to pay attention to with this style is the direction of the prong, and you want to make sure that you have the buckle upright with the prong resting towards the middle of the shoe. So the finished side of the buckle and the prong will go this way, and then when the strap comes through, it's threaded in, you pull back to tighten, and then you finish by threading that through the opposite side. And that's how the prong attaches there. And so you can go ahead and punch additional holes. It helps it look authentic. Most sandals have 3 or 4 holes there so that you can adjust the fit. The additional supplies that you'll need to attach these buckles, I'm going to use a hand sewing needle and some thread. You can use a tiny pair of scissors, the point of a seam ripper. If you have an awl to punch holes, that's perfect. This is like an awl. It's a very sharp pencil, and so that's what I've used here to punch the holes on this strap, and that works great as well. So to position that hook, we're going to do the same thing, flipping it over, or on the top side, you can mark 3/8 inch back here to position where the fold of that strap is. Now, I will mention that I've tried this to thread this through, poke a hole on this side, and have it thread all the way through that buckle and fold over. And the straps are so small, there's just too much wear for the prong to go back and forth. And it's so thick over that middle part that I feel like what I'm going to show you works the best for the shoes at this small size. So we have that marked there. We have it marked also on the front here, just a small mark for 3/8 of an inch, and that's where the buckle is going to go. And again, you want that prong to point towards the center of the shoe, so the buckle is going to come down and sit right on top of that 3/8 inch line. Then we're going to come up through the bottom on one side of the marked line and sew a loop over that center bar. You'll do 2 or 3 loops on one side and then come in and do 2 or 3 loops on the other side, so the prong is still sitting right in the middle. Pull that through the back, tie a tiny knot. Then I'm going to flip it over, use double-sided quilter's tape like we did in the other example, and press that back to secure. And there we have both buckles secured to the strap, so both of those are folded back. And again, if you feel a little bit more confident, you can stitch this down. The double-sided tape that I have is really, really strong, so this works fine for vinyl, but you can stitch this by hand with a stitch or two, or even a zipper foot on your sewing machine. So this is the one side of the shoe, and then we have the second side of the shoe. And for this one, I'm just gonna punch a few holes to create the holes that the prongs will pop right through. So to do that, we're gonna measure back just about an inch on here, and we'll poke a hole into the strap. So you can do this with a pencil, you can do it with an awl. This right here is just marking the dots. I'm going to do them really close together so that it looks like you have sort of that sizing option. They're about 1/8 of an inch apart. And one trick, if you need to punch the hole, you can just turn the sole that you have. A piece of cork is great for just punching this all the way in. So I can pop that right in. It's not going to wreck the sole. Now this again is a pencil, so it is marking on here, but it does make it very easy for you to see how I'm punching those holes. I could use the tip of a pair of scissors if I'm really careful with that other side, but you can just poke the scissors into that as well and just kind of wiggle it to create a hole punch. Or possibly even a seam ripper has a nice sharp point. You can poke that right into that. That works really good. Your hole might not quite be big enough for your prong, but it will be enough that your prong can get started, and then you can stretch the vinyl around the prong as needed. And you can kind of spin that there. And we have 3 poked holes. So now we have both sides here for the shoe, and we're going to glue these now to the foot. So the one with the short straps here, this one's already buckled. I'm going to do one unbuckled and buckled. And so you can see here we want to glue these to the bottom of the shoe, but when you buckle, you want the shorter side on the outside of the foot and the longer straps on the inside of the foot. So this is the right foot, and we'll just flip this upside down. We're going to have the bottom of the sole, and that is how these are going to glue on the bottom. But what I want to do here first is glue down this elastic. In the pattern, it has you glue it in the sides between the vinyl and the strap and the cork, and I just felt like there's a little bit of risk of that just popping all the way out when it's that way, maybe because we're not wrapping that extra piece around the shoe. So for this one, we want to glue this to the bottom of the shoe so that it comes out on the side right next to that strap. So to do that, we're just going to dab a little bit of glue here on each side, and we'll get the elastic stuck down. I'm doing it at the back end of where that strap is going to attach. So we're just going to push this in at an angle so that it's pointing towards the back, pressing that down right into the glue while the glue is wet. And then the sole is going to glue on top of that, so that'll really help secure that down. Then we'll spin it around. You want to make sure that your elastic is smooth when it comes around on this side so that it can just kind of hook behind her foot. And we're going to put glue on the opposite side. And press that right into that hot glue. And you can see now when we flip that over, that'll come behind her heel when the shoe's on her foot. So now we can bring the strap in, and I'll glue the strap on top of the elastic on both sides. And you can see now how that comes together. And this one again was already buckled, and we have that heel strap right there in the back. Then we just go ahead and finish the shoe by gluing the base to cover the bottom. Now you might have noticed I did forget to glue those sides tight, but I can do that by unbuckling the straps, or I can just put in a little bit of glue right and push that tight. It's a small step here, but I feel like it makes a huge difference in the overall look of the shoe. So it's really important, don't skip that part. So there we have one pretty much ready to go. Now we're just going to repeat that process to finish up the second side. And here's this one, not buckled. If you wanted to try this on your doll, just as is, you could slip that on there. And at this point, you can check which prong you're gonna buckle in. The back of the foot is thicker, it's a little higher. So on this one, we did adjust that. So it's buckled on the first strap, and on the toe front one, it's buckled into that second hole. So we have the third hole and the second hole here on this shoe, and that one fits great. So on this one, we'll do the same thing. We'll buckle right into that second prong hole. And then on this one, it's gonna buckle on that farthest one here, just to make sure that we have a snug fit. The prong will poke right through the hole. You just pull on it a little bit. There we go. And there it lays smoothly. Push this through the other side. If you need to use tweezers here, you can use tweezers to grab that. It is pretty tiny, but it will slide right through. And there you can see we've got that front one buckled. And there we've got the second one buckled, and go ahead and trim down these edges here in line with the cork sole. And then to put it on the doll, I find that it's easiest to just take this elastic strap and just push it right around the sole right there. So it's just sitting on the back of the shoe. You can just slip her foot, the right foot, you can just slip her foot right in there, and then you can just pull this piece of elastic up right over her heel. And then it's not in the way, and it slips on, and it keeps the shoe right on her little foot. And there you can see both pairs. We have them on. The elastic is holding them on nicely in the back. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and now you have some new things to try on your next pair of Dollistocks shoes. Thank you again for joining us for the course. I hope it's been enjoyable and you feel inspired to make lots of shoes for your dolls.